free transfers are much needed going into FPL Gameweek 13, where Erling Haaland could be moving out of my team for the first time this season. Help me get this one to 1,000 likes and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it. Starting off by looking at how my game week 12 has gone then. I finished on 55 points, no players to play in the Monday Night Football, on a small red arrow at the moment. But if Newcastle keep a clean sheet or Isak gets in the goal involvements, then that red arrow is going to be bigger. So a little bit apprehensive about that one. Not the best week for my team as well. I feel like I had a really good team on paper going into this one. Kept Solanke, which was the right decision, but obviously a blank from Haaland, and Chris Wood as substitute came as a surprise. No Kuna or João Pedro, definitely hurt in my forward line. And then in the midfield, obviously our captain Salah, very happy with his haul, but it was blanks elsewhere. No Saka, definitely didn't help here. A couple of clean sheets from the defence from Vandenberg and Raya were very gladly received though as well. So yeah, disappointing to get a red arrow because I have had some momentum, but certainly those 3 free transfers going into game week 13 are going to be really, really useful. Before looking at my transfer plans then, it's important to note the midweek fixtures, and I am going to try and hold on to my transfers for as long as possible because we do have 7 teams involved in Europe. A big week of Champions League action. Tomorrow we've got Man City hosting Feyenoord, and we've also got Arsenal travelling to Sporting, and then on Wednesday Aston Villa host Juventus and Liverpool host Real Madrid. Now there is another $1,000 of gift vouchers to give away in the Sleeper UCL prediction leagues for these ones, so hit the link in the description to this video to get involved. I'm backing an Arsenal win. Man City, I think they could win this one. Aston Villa have been sensational, so I think we could go wins all round for the Premier League sides here. But yeah, definitely some challenging fixtures across the board there, and obviously the knock-on of that is that we could get injuries, which then could affect transfer plans. So that's why I want to hold on to my transfers. Looking into the Europa League on Thursday, we've got Manchester United first home game under Amorim. We've also got Spurs hosting Roma, tricky fixture for them. At least Solanke is at home though, and Chelsea travel to Heidenheim as well. So lots to note there. These midweek fixtures can scupper plans. We've seen a lot of injuries lately, so just keep an eye on things, and if you can afford to wait with your transfers, then do. My transfer plans then, as I said, I have 3 free transfers, and I've hit the point where Haaland simply has to go. He's not justifying his price tag at the moment. You look at his returns in the last 6 game weeks, just 2 goals, 3 losses on the bounce for Manchester City now as well. That is significant, and it feels like an okay time to sell with Liverpool away this week, then a trip to Nottingham Forest in the midweek fixtures coming up in game week 14. Crystal Palace away then the following weekend, followed by Manchester United and Aston Villa. The only positive for Haaland is that he tends to play 90. He has had opportunities, his underlying numbers are still there, but I think given the change in the overall team form as well as Haaland's individual form, there's just enough factors there. I'm not going to plan on captaining him at any point in the next 4 game weeks either. So it feels like a good decision to let him go now. The beauty of letting Haaland go is that it does release a lot of funds, which will help me to beef up my midfield and also bring in a premium defender, which I've been without for the last few game weeks. So I am looking at selling Southampton's Dibbling. This will give me a strong 8, which can be a disadvantage in FPL and does make the route back to Haaland more difficult. But going into this very congested period of fixtures, I think having a strong front 8 really works. We will see rotation through game week 13 to 15 because teams play weekend, midweek round of games and then another weekend game. So I don't think it's a bad idea, especially because there's quite a few players in my squad and across squads in general that are maybe 1 yellow card away from a suspension. We saw that with Antoine Semenyo last time out. In terms of routes to bringing in a premium defender, Greaves is looking like a weak link in my squad at the moment. Hasn't returned from injury yet. I do need to keep an eye on Konza though, who is rumoured to be fit for the midweek visit of Juventus. But one of those could make way to bring in a premium defender. Now, the biggest decision I've got to make is, who do I bring in for my Haaland replacement? There's quite a few places that I could go. I'm not currently that hot on Isak, but if he puts in a good performance tonight, then that could totally change, and it would kind of affect the overall transfers that I make for the team. I probably wouldn't make the 3. I probably wouldn't bother bringing in a premium defender as well. That feels like more of a luxury move. I'm also looking at João Pedro as well, but my concern with him is just that he has come back from quite a lengthy injury, and it's just his minutes. Is he going to manage to play all of these games back to back? I mean, there's Nicholas Jackson as well, who's in sensational form. The one that's caught my eye though, and it's hard not to, is Matheus Cunha. You just look at how consistent he's been over the last few game weeks. There's only Haaland among forwards that has more points than him now. He's overtaken Chris Wood. So you have to take note at this point. 7 goals, 3 assists, and 7 of those attacking returns have come in the last 4 game weeks, and they've still got the fixtures. Looking at the next 5, Bournemouth, Everton, West Ham, Ipswich, Leicester. I can't bury my head in the sand. I think Cunha has to come in to this team now. It may be that I move Solanke on in a not so distant future as well to bring in another forward option, but Cunha feels like the one that you can't be without at the moment. Now, in terms of beefing up my midfield, the swing in fixtures for Arsenal is now here. Bukayo Saka punished me in game week 12, a goal and an assist. We did worry about his fitness going into this game, but he started, he played really well, played 82 minutes as well. The fixtures are really nice for Arsenal right the way through to mid-January, so I think now feels like a good time to buy a player that Arteta rarely rests. He's got the routes to points, he's got the goal threat, the assist threat, the set pieces, the penalties. So he feels like a must-have to come into the squad now. And then I think it will be Gabriel that comes into the defence. I know I've already got Raya. I'm already feeling more confident on the Arsenal defence, having seen them keep that clean sheet. West Ham away and Fulham away feel like there could be good fixtures for clean sheets. And obviously we've got the goal threat from Gabriel as well. This is the transfer that I'm most on the fence with, because I don't need to spend these funds this week or bring them in this week. Clearing out all 3 of my free transfers going into this busy period, I am a little bit nervous of, but I am tempted to just bite the bullet and kind of reap the rewards over the next few weeks with these. Now, I did ask Fantasy Football Hub's AI for my recommended transfers this week, and interestingly, it was the exact same moves as I've suggested on this video. Haaland, Dibbling and Greaves making way for Cunha, Saka and Gabriel. Now, there is a new feature where you can optimise your AI transfers for your manager playing style, so that's well worth checking out. With the Green Friday promotion that's on right now, you can get a 30-day free trial which can cover you for up to the next 6 game weeks. So you can get Fantasy Football Hub, try it for a month for free, and then if you're not enjoying it, you can just cancel. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. So get signed up using the link in the description to this video. This is how the team will line up then for game week 13, and it's double up on the Arsenal defence with Raya in goal and Gabriel for the trip to West Ham. Aït-Nouri's going to get the nod with the home game against Bournemouth, who are without Semenyo. Feels like a good clean sheet potential for Wolves. And Van den Berg, a first clean sheet of the season for Brentford, and Leicester at home feels like a good opportunity to get another one. Konza obviously travels to Chelsea, so he's going to be benched, as is Rico Lewis for the trip to Liverpool, but I do have players to come off my bench if needed. Moving into the midfield then, and I am going to stick in a 3-4-3 formation. I've got the big guns, Salah, Palmer and Saka. Feels so nice seeing them lined up in my team, and got to play in Burmo as well for Leicester at home. That means benching Morgan Rogers for the trip to Chelsea. A little bit nervous about this one because I think he's scored in his last 3 away trips. So it feels like a fixture that he could probably pop up with a goal. But then I look at the fixtures in my forward line and they look really, really tasty. We've got Chris Wood at home to Ipswich, Kuna at home to Bournemouth, and Spurs high on form after that 4-0 win against City, hosting Fulham. Solanke is, consistently getting in the points over the last few game weeks as well. Now, when it comes to captaincy then, a bit of a decision to make here. Mo Salah has been so consistent this season. You look at the amount of double-digit hauls. I feel like given City's form, you can back him to deliver in any game. So maybe I just keep it simple and give Salah the armband. 8 double-digit hauls in 12 this season. I am really tempted to go there, but I do have other options. Obviously, Palmer at home to Aston Villa, that feels like a good fixture for him. It's been a bit of a barren spell for Palmer, but certainly in home games, he does tend to deliver consistent results. So he's in the equation as well. And then I look at Chris Wood at home to Ipswich. That feels like a great fixture for him, especially having been rested against Arsenal. You look at his home performances this season, being very consistent in terms of his scoring. I think right now my gut does say Captain Salah though, so I think that's where I'll go. I think the fact that it's at home and City's run of form. But I will, of course, keep an eye on midweek minutes, any early substitutions in the Champions League. What happens in midweek could impact the decision I make on captaincy come the weekend. But, of course, I will keep you guys updated on that decision. If you've enjoyed this video, then help me get it to 1,000 likes and subscribe to the channel. The links are in the description for the Sleeper Champions League pick'em game where you can win a share of $1,000 US. Also, the link to sign up to Fantasy Football Hub to get that 30-day trial for Green Friday is in there as well. Thank you for watching.